Greetings, Talvar, and welcome back to the Grotmus Detachment reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Starshatter Arsenal, and I know it's had a lot of interest on the internet because it's a busted detachment and it's got all the special rules that you ever want, and it's basically like our Mont card but just on crack. Apologies for not doing any videos over the weekend. It happened to be my birthday, and I'm old now, so my hangover lasted a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But anyway, we move on. So this detachment has got it all, and people are worried about it because, from a competitive point of view, any downsides to, an army like, oh, if it's vehicles, can't fall back and shoot, it's got an answer for it. Oh, I don't hit as good as I want to. Well, I've got many ways of making my hit rolls better and re-rolls and so on and so forth. So it's got all of the bases covered from a traditional weakness of an army that might centre itself around vehicles. Now, this detachment is exactly that. It will centre around heavy-hitting vehicles, tough, durable, stat check type of lists. So Silent King, Doomsday Arcs, Triarchs, Stalkers, all that kind of stuff, and mounted units like the Destroyer Bricks. So the detachment rule is Relentless Onslaught. So when they're attacking a unit that's on an objective, add one to the hit roll, and if it's if it's vehicles or mounted, they get the assault keyword. So there's no limitations on like Montcar, like turns 1 to 3, it's just throughout the game. The enhancements, you'll know about it already because lots of people have reviewed the Necron detachments, but in short, one enhancement will give it reroll 1s to hit and wound, and it's an aura of 6 inches. And then another one can give a unit ignores cover, and you'll see that on Destroyer Bricks, especially ones that are able to shoot in mass, like the Amnitic, the heavy destroyers, with like the sustained hits, lots of shots, and ways of getting kind of crits as well. And then another enhancement, Demanding Leader, has got the pick a Necron's vehicle or mounted unit, and it can fall back and still shoot. And then you've got the other one, which gives them subtract 1 from the damage, so they can select a unit within 6 Necron's vehicle and Necron's mounted unit, and it can be -1 damage. Now, stratagems. So, really quickly, the key one that you're going to have to be aware of as Tau players is the reactive reposition. So, a Necron's vehicle, a Necron's unit can basically, after you've shot it, it can reactive move, and if it's a mounted or vehicle unit, it's not random, it's not D6, it's flat 6. So what we tend to do as Tau players is line up a couple of key units, line up our guiding, like a Pathfinder's, double guiding for 2 units shooting in, you guide once, you shoot your 1 unit, you don't kill it, it'll reactive move out of line of sight of the other unit, and then you've got another unit that's now out in the open, and obviously you've submitted a unit that's of decent value to try and kill this thing, and it can't shoot anything, and then it gets shot back in return by other vehicles like Doomsday Arcs and so on and so forth. So you need to be thinking about what units do we have that can shoot in mass and down something in one go. Now, a Doomsday Arc is quite tough. It's got a 4+ invulnerable save, it's T9, 14 wounds, and obviously the ability to do a -1 damage, for example. It could also do another stratagem, which is -1 to wound if you happen to be stronger than it. So a Sunforged team is a really good example of a unit that could, with the right character attached. So if I give you a unit that I would use to try and get rid of a Doomsday Arc, it would be 3 Sunforged and a Cold Star with 4 fusions. And you would basically do 10 fusion shots. If it's outside of Retcad, it's strength 9. So they cannot use the stratagem that's the Unyielding Forms, which is -1 to wound if your strength is greater. But in Retcad, you get the +1 strength when you're within 12. So then you go to strength 10, but then he'll do the stratagem for -1 to wound, so you're back to winning on 4s. Sunforge are great because they get to reroll wounds and damage against vehicles and monsters. So this unit would probably be the best one of just trying to one-shot a Doomsday Arc. Same with a railside unit, but probably more specifically in Kion if you happen to get the sustain hits too. Or any crisis team that's maybe got a commander attached. So it could be that Sunforge unit I mentioned with the Exemplar of Kion that can go and do it turn 2. So you need something that can just potentially one-shot it. And rail broadsides are good, 2 Seekers, 4 rails, missile drones, but it can be swingy because, the Doomsday Arc, for example, has a 4-up in-bun. The other stratagems that they're going to use is obviously the Chrono Shift, which is just flat 6 advance. So vehicles, the Doomsday Arc is, I think, they're moving 10 or 12, So it can basically go 18 inches and then still shoot. I'll have a look at the Doomsday Arc just to make sure it's movement 12, but effectively whatever vehicle they want can just flat 6 auto advance. And then the Dimensional Tunnel is where they can just choose a vehicle or a Necron's mounted unit and can just ignore terrain. So Kool-Aid guy through the wall. So you're going to see those three used pretty much on repeat. You know, reactive repositioning from being shot, the auto advance, and then they go through terrain as if it wasn't there. Then they've got the Merciless Reclamation, which is basically just reroll shooting phase or fight phase, Necron's unit, excluding Titanic, until the end of the phase. Each time a model in your unit makes attack, if the target of that attack is within range of an objective marker, add 1 to the wound roll. So +1 to wound if you're on objective. So if you're on objective, +1 to hit. They can have an aura of rerolling 1s to hit and 1s to wound, and also they can do +1 to wound. So pretty good. Now, if we now switch over to kind of having a look at some of the data sheets, what I would say before I do so is that when I look at this detachment, it's very much a detachment centered around vehicles, like I mentioned before, but they're going to have to take units to deal with MSU-style armies, because if they just take all vehicles, they're going to get out-OC'd, they're going to have horde armies just litter the board, block their movement, and they're just going to be stuck. And we feel the pain of that with Montcar, because people can do that to us. They can limit our movement, they can tag stuff, so I can't advance. That's going to suffer. The Starshatter arsenal is going to also suffer from this if they're not careful. So you're going to see lots of units like Flayed Ones, maybe the Wraith Brick, maybe something like 10 Lich Guard with the characters, because their characters are going to need to take these enhancements, and they're going to obviously need to be in units that can keep them protected. So my verdict going into this is that in your lists, if you just take a couple of extra trading pieces, and our army can do many small units better than most because we're cheap and cheerful, but I can definitely see the Kroot Hunting Pack being an amazing counter to this, and that's what I'm going to choose today to demonstrate. The Kroot Hunting Pack versus the Starshatter Arsenal can just shut this army down, because you have massive units that are high OC. They've got access, they have built-in stealth, they have reactive moves, they have lone op, and it's just a load of bodies. And you're not taking things like Riptide and big stuff that obviously a vehicle-heavy Starshatter Arsenal is going to have the tools to deal with. And if you don't take those key units like Hammerheads, like Broadsides, like Riptides, they're not really optimal into you, because you just take in mass bodies. And the Kroot Hunting Pack has a 5+ invulnerable save versus range and a 6+ in combat. So that 5+ invuln is actually giving your Kroot great durability, because a crisis team being shot by anything of decent AP is going to be on 6+, maybe 5+, depending on if you've got an enforcer with AOC or 4+ invulns with Sunforge and Riptides, but Kroot will just have a 5+ invuln, so really good. And I honestly think that Kroot are going to love going into this. And in other detachments like Montcar, Kion, you just need to tech accordingly, have enough trading pieces to try and tie them down, block their movement, and then just really center around killing one thing, but in an activation, rather than relying on the combined arms approach. So let's have a look at some of their data sheets. Let me just adjust my screen on my my OBS. Okay, so let's go straight into the Silent King. Now, we're not unfamiliar with this bad boy. He's 16 wounds, 2+ save, 4+ invulnerable save, and he's got his 2 Minears at 5 wounds as well. He has good shooting, Sun 14 AP 4, flat 6 damage with the Minears, 2 shots of those. He has a flat 3, strength 10 AP 3, 2 shots with his Scepter of Eternal Glory, and then Staff of the Stars, 12 shots, 6, 1 and 1. He has an aura of reroll 1s to hit and 1s to wound. And then other ones like reroll charge rolls, add to the strength, and then the other ability, the Bring It of Unity, can ignore modifiers, so it can ignore your stealth, can ignore any kind of modifiers to the characteristics. So there we go, that's the Silent King. He can obviously benefit from the Kool-Aid Kai, go through walls, he can do auto advance if you want, he can do lots of stuff, right? So Silent King is going to be a staple. You've got an Overlord. So Overlord might be attached to, Immortals, Lich Guard, or Necron Warriors. I think there's going to be a combination of Lich Guard and Necron Warriors, depending on how they're going to cut out the rest of the list. And he's just going to be there with an enhancement, and just, you know, if he's with, for example, Lich Guard, that unit, the Lich Guard give -1 to win when they're being led, so that's going to be quite a popular one, and they're not that expensive, to be honest. So he's going to be sitting there, maybe a couple of Overlords, maybe a couple of Destroyer Lords with enhancements, and some Destroyers. Speaking of Destroyers, the Locust Heavy Destroyers, you're going to see the Emnitic Exterminator guns, because, like I mentioned, they already have decent profiles into big stuff. What they need is help clearing your chaff or your many small units. And this is exactly a unit that's going to be good for this. So they can reroll 1s to hit and 1s to wound. And they can choose it between monsters of vehicles or non-monster vehicles, optimized for slaughter. And 6 shots, rapid fire 6. So it could be 6 shots at 36 or 12 shots per model if it's within 18. Strength 6, AP 1, 1 damage. And there's different ways of them getting crits and things like that. So look, you're going to definitely see at least a unit or 2 units of these. Let me just double check the Doomsday arc. I think it's K at the end, Doomsday arc. Let's put Doomsday. Come on. While that's deciding to load, have a look at the Overlord's wounds. And be thinking to yourself, why am I asking you to look at his wounds? And then also think Kroot Hunting Pack. And also, if you want another reference, think about Lord of the Rings and the Uruk-hai guy with the bow. Okay, that's not loading. Let's just load up this for now and see what this does. And then it'll be other vehicles as well. Come on! Okay, I'm giving up on board. Let's just say it's movement 10 or 12. It's not playing ball. Give it one more time. Nope. Okay, cool. I'm bored now. I'm gonna go straight to TTS. Sorry about that, guys. Right, so what I've set up for you today is a little bit of a scenario with the Kroot Hunting Pack in action versus Necrons. So the key thing really here is that with your whole army, you've obviously got scout moves, and you've got loads of really good stratagems, and you've got loads of bodies for cheap. So I've set up a little bit of a scenario here. Just imagine, let's talk about step number 1, the ability to block. So with these vehicles, let's say if you go first and you've got Kroot Hounds on the line, they can move 7, scout move 7, then move 12, then advance. So let's say an average of average advance of 3. So Doomsday Arc, Kroot, other data sheets, Kroot Hounds, little doggos. So for 5 models, they are 40 points, movement 12, and their abilities are, if they're next to a Kroot infantry unit, within 6, they can advance and charge. If they're within 12 of a Kroot character, they gain OC. So the great thing about Kroot Hounds, as they're really cheap, if you keep like a lone spear, just within 12-inch range, for example, you can actually go and do actions with them. So, I don't know, let's just say first turn, unit 5 here, you got Cleanse. Providing you didn't advance them, you can just be like, okay, well, I've cleansed and I'm blocking off where you can move to. Because I'm OC value within 12 of the Lone Spear, and cool, sorted. If you didn't get in there, if you didn't get a secondary that you wanted to do with them, you advance them. So let's say scout move 7, move 12, 15, so that's 22 inches. So I can go to there with this model, conga line them, scout move, and then move this unit. They're now within 6, so I can charge. Over here, apply the same thing. So you could do it with Kroot Hounds also over here, if you wanted to. But let's just say that what you want to do here is you want to block the Silent King from going on to the objective. You want to just put a Kroot unit out here. Yeah. Not going to be too precious, but you got Kroot lining the wall. You're going to put probably OC 6 to 8 on there. And then you're just going to have the rest of the unit just tucking in here. And in this 20-man Kroot unit, you've got a Flesh Shaper and you've also got a Trail Shaper. Over here, this is the exciting thing that I wanted to show you. So, you're blocking off where the Silent King can't go through you. Perfect. You've blocked off that. You've done, let's say, a secondary in the middle, like Area Denial or whatever it may be, with the Kroot, Hounds, cool, sorted. And then they're also doing Locusts. So let's say you got 5 points for that, and you got Locusts for 2. So that's 7 points secondaries done. Then what you do is over here, for example, you just put, again, enough OC on the objective with some Kroot. Here, you're putting 8 OC on there. Nice. You're just going to tiptoe on the objective here. And then you're going to have the Kroot unit just up against the wall. Something like that. Okay? Not going to be too precious. But just here. Right. Your Lone Spear is in a position where... I'm just going to move some of these bad boys. Your Lone Spear's out of any kind of threat range. You've blocked off where they can go. And you're basically giving all of these units OC. Plus also you're giving them... what do you call it? Yeah, OC, and then obviously they're within 6 of this Kroot, so they can advance and charge. Right, over here, you've done your scout moves, you've shoved these on the objective like so, that's fine, and your Lone Spear just does the bare minimum, moves over here to get line of sight on the Lich Guard. Let me just get rid of the deployment lines. Objectives don't matter for now. Right, so your Farstalker unit's infiltrated, let's say you're going first. So you move this guy, the Kill Broker, because he's on a bigger base, 7. And then your Hounds, because they're moving 12, can get closer and go to here. Okay, and you created your little bridge here. This unit, let's just assume you're just moving 7. Again, I'm just going to line them up over there just to shoot them. That's where they are. That's where they're at. Okay, cool. You got your Flamer, you got your normal guns, and then the War Shaper goes to here as well, so we can see that character. We've given him the... Kroot carved weapons, and then these are going on the objective here. So cool. We got our Krootox riders, and they're on the objective there. Lone Spear's here. What we basically do now is that the Farstalkers have a really good ability built in. Now the Farstalkers pick a bounty. Let me just add them to my data sheets here, just so I've got it for reference. So. The Farstalkers, abilities, bounty hunters, so lethal hits and precision. The ranged weapons, they just have Kroot rifles, they have the option of a special weapon, I give them the Dogfight Skinner, the Flamer, and then they give the Pulse rifle, the Tau Tech rifle to the Kill Broker. So what we're going to go for now is we're going to shoot the Lone Spear at the Lich Guard. So D6, it's blast, so there's 11 in the unit, so I think +2, so it's 6. Hitting on 4s. Strength 10, -1 to wounds, so it'll be 3s. And then we've got invuns, so 2 Lich Guard are gone. Okay, so 2 Lich Guard are dead. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do 16 shots from the standard firearms. So... full rerolls to hit now because the Lone Spear has shot you, and I'm going to just fish for those 6s because I've got lethals and precision. Okay. So we've got 4, and then these I'll be winning on 5s. Okay. So just have 3 standard saves on the Lich Guard. 3 ups. Cool, that's fine. And you got 4 saves on the Lord. Okay, he's fine. Then we're going to have D3 +1. be hitting on 3s for 4 rerolls, precision and lethal. I'm going to keep those, alright? Actually, I'm going to reroll the lethal because I don't want it. Cool. And the reason I don't want the lethal on him because I want to proc the dev wounds. And it'd be 3s. I'm going to CP reroll that. Cool. That is 6 damage. I'll kill the Lord because he's dev wounds. So, just to reiterate, the War Shaper, because you give him the enhancement of the root carved weapons, he has precision and devastating wounds. And then if you look at his dart bow and tri-blade, it's D3+1 anti-infantry, assault, heavy, and it's damage 2, strength 4. But it's anti-infantry 3+, so I've just done 6 damage. Killed it, Lord, with his enhancements. So, sorry, mate. You're not getting your fallback or whatever buff whatever enhancement you've given him. Now, as I've now done my shooting and killed that character, I'm just going to charge. And I've got closer because of the hounds and this guy creating the bridge there. So I'm just going to now go with a charge with my Kroot, 10 inches. Cool. I'm just going to engage here. This is the frustrating thing about 10-inch charges, or high charges, because I'd have to kind of like base with every model I can, and then he can heroic intervene. So really what you're looking for is kind of like to try and base in such a way, or get a low charge, which you can orchestrate between when you move out a unit and go for the average. So if I move them to, say, 7 inches away and go for a 6-inch charge, then I could literally try and do what I'm doing now, rather than opening up the option for him to then suddenly, you know, heroic intervene here. So let's just assume that I rolled the right number and I'm here. I'm not going to do damage to this thing, I don't really care. It's just that I've tagged it up and he's lost his guy that had the fallback and do stuff. He's obviously shot his lone spear, his big javelin, and then he just fire and fades back onto the objective as well. Cool, sorted. So, a cheeky 85-point Farstalk unit and my War Shaper has just got rid of one of their characters. Now they have to deal with this unit. Because if they don't, he's just going to go around sniping characters for days. The Lich Guard are obviously going to be the natural solution to this, which is fine. So, for example, let's just assume that, you know, in this turn I've blocked out over here. These Kroot Hound units, by the way, can now charge. So let's just say I charge the Doomsday Arc here. Because I'm within 6, 7, perfect. So all I do is I just touch here. And just tie up stuff. Okay. I've got some Kroot Hounds. Cool. Brilliant. Sweet. So I've tied up this. I've tied up that. And I've blocked them from going onto this objective. Yeah. Yeah, they kill some hounds. Cool. Let's say they kill 2. Don't really care. Still tied you up here. So I've slowed down all your vehicles. And my Kroot are on this objective here. And I've got this objective here, and this objective here. And this Doomsday Arc is obviously engaged in combat. Happy days. Alright, so let's just say what happens here now is that they have to do something. So they'll move out this unit here. Maybe they go through walls, stratagem, perfect, cool, something like that. So they're going to shoot you. Because they want to clear this recruit unit. They happen to move within 9. You don't want to lose a unit. So, say what you do is you just go, actually, obviously this guy's shoot and then you scoop, whatever he needs to do. You go, cool, I'm just going to react to move, I don't really care about the objective, whatever, bro. Don't care. D6, reactive move. 1. Probably a bad example, but hey ho. But what you can do is you can always, like, have your Kroot just tiptoeing. So then with like a 2, you could react to move there. So look, it can swing, and at that point, okay, he gets to shoot me, but an average roll on a d6 is 3. So you could hop behind the wall is what I was trying to demonstrate. Yes, you're not holding this objective, but now they've revealed themselves, and you can then go and react with certain stuff later. These rampages I didn't bother moving, but let's just say they're like there. Okay? Cool. So they're going to get shot. That's the fallback. You're going to guarantee your primaries here, and they can't really react to the middle. Now, what they might do is, if, for example, they wanted to get a bit frisky, and move the Silent King here, go and kind of like charge, kill that, go into there, you've still got enough OC. If they want, and they could also shoot down here, but you've now got lots of options to loan up. You could loan up this unit here. They can't really get to this. I mean, they could over here, but you could just tuck in with these, like really tightly. You got OC6 on there. They can't really get past your Kroot unit, so even with the advance 18, they're within engagement range, so they can't go there. Brilliant. They can't shoot the Lone Spear because he's loan up, so they're going to have to fall back. Let's just say they fall back forward. Right, pivot. Cool. Lich Guard are coming out to deal with here. Yeah. Then if he triggers the Kroot here, they can react to me because I got a Trail Shaper in there. But do you know what? No, it's fine. I'm absolutely okay with this. So you come and kill some Kroot hounds. Charges, kills the Kroot hounds. Consolidates onto the objective. Cool, bro. You've killed some hounds. Okie doke. They die. You killed them. You know what? Fine. Killed my unit. Right. So this is like the game state. They can't do anything. They die. Right. Perfect. So then what you can now do is you've got your Kroot to go out and go and engage with them. Something like that. Let's just say that's the one with the +2 movement, the other enhancement. You can go and shoot, charge, kill, then get 5 up, feel no pain. Lone Spear, everything else shoots them, charges, cool, full rerolls to hit. Nice, done. And I sit on this objective with OC, whatever I bloody want. And they have to come and deal with this now. I've got my rampagers that can basically just say move in. He's obviously here with his Minears on the objective. Right. I can grenade the Silent King. I can shoot. I know I'm being like really rough with this one, but from a precision point of view, deployment, they would be in such a way where they can respond. Perfect. Nice. And I'm just going to now, because you get the concept of what I've done with everything else. This is where it's just going to get crazy good. So the Kroot unit, let's just assume they all move up. They're all going to shoot. I'm just going to literally shoot the Silent King with practically everything. So I'm going to have the Lone Spear first. Well, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grenade. So that's one of the... I'm going to grenade with a Kroot. I've got another 5 more to roll. So that's 2. So Minear's down to 3 wounds. Then I'm going to now shoot the entire... I'm going to shoot the Lone Spear. D6. 6 shots. Hitting on 3s. Strength 10. Cool. So that was 2. Go down to 1. Then I'm going to shoot the other Lone Spear. Now I'm going to shoot the Kroot now. So I'm just going to do 40 shots. I'm not bothered about special weapons. I genuinely don't care. Full rerolls. Minear gone. 1 on 4. Then some extra shots. It's cool. Let's just say it takes another wound because I've got the Tangle Bomb launchers, but look, cool. So it's taken 2 wounds. Then I've got the pistols from the Rampagers. So it'll be Don't know why I did that. 1 second. 12 pistol shots. 4 rerolls. 6s. Fine. Then I've got the rapid fire Kroot Riders. 2 of them. So I'm just going to do them all together. The first one. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So it's 4, 8, 12. Kroot Rampages. Not Kroot Rampages. The Kroot Riders. It's been a while since I've used Kroot. There's so many options. Yeah, rapid fire 2, so it's 4 shots, so it's 12 shots. 4 rerolls. +1 to hit. Strength 7. Vibes. Cool. Minier goes. Next again. Cool. Takes 2 damage. Right. It's just that. And then obviously charges, rampages. I'll reroll that. 11. Boom. Move that guy there. And the other guy there. You're gonna get. So he's taking 2. Cool. So it's 5d6 and 4 pluses. Oh my god! And then 5d3. That's really lucky. 3, 6, 9. Oh my god. 10, 11, 12. Oh my god. So he's taken 14 damage. So he's got 2 left. And then my rampages are now going to go berserk. So I'm going to get 24 attacks, hitting on 2s, because I'm +1 to hit, and I hit on 3s normally. And I'm 4 rerolls, and they've got sustained. So I'm just going to, because I hit on 2s with 4 rerolls, I'm going to reroll it all that's not 6. Oh my god. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So that's an extra 15. Yeah, that's casual. Just another 15. And I've all hit. So that's become 39. And I'm +1 to wound now because he's below half. So I'm wounding on 4s. And all these are 2 damage. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. That's just from the rampages. Silent King's just got beaten up by angry gorillas. So, what I love about this detachment is that people look at it on paper and think, nah, Kroot's a meme. Was that a meme? Did that look like I was joking around? Absolutely goddamn not. The Silent King, well, he's just dead from angry gorillas and Kroot and Horde. And then you've also got, if you have another unit in, range, in reserve, when they come out and try and deal with you, so say they go, right, I need to kill this, you can just rapid ingress another unit, and then just go on full send and go unga bunga, DK City. Eat angry gorilla fists. So honestly, Kroot Rampagers, absolutely love. The Kroot Riders, the Kroot, everything about this detachment is just perfect into Necrons. So, a little bit crazy, I know, and some people might be like, but I don't want to run Kroot. But look, what I think I love about Kroot is that people disrespect it, and they don't think it's actually a competitive choice. It really is. And you've got the muscle to bully objectives, sticky, reactive moves, lone up, and if they want to try and shoot something. So there's sometimes what I do with my rampages is I'll rapid ingress them, 12.1 away from a target, and then lone up them. So all of this kind of stuff is great, and a lot of the things that we talk about within the Puretide program Discord is a lot of these tactics and things that you can do to give you an edge on the battlefield. So if you are interested in finding out more and looking at ways of tackling these Grotmus detachments, we've got fantastic features within our Discord, some things that are a work in progress. At the moment, I've got a library that I'm building where if you're at an event or you want to know about a particular faction that you're going against or a detachment, we're going to have a library where you can just click of a button and get all the information that you need without having to faff around and go on different websites and things like that. And we're going to obviously be giving our top tips and advice against certain key matchups that you can just get access to with a click of a button. And then I do webinars. I talk to my audience, I connect with them, I find out what problems that they are facing, and I provide solutions. It's all engaging and it's all interactive, and that's what really kind of drew me to this kind of decision to run the Puretide program, is engaging with the audience. And thank you so much for all your support. Honestly, it's been one hell of a couple of years, and I'm absolutely honoured and delighted to still be in, cut short, like still be within business and also be able to evolve and develop the Puretide program even further. So if you are already subscribed to the YouTube, please like, comment, and if you're not already subscribed, please click on the button below, and there'll be more videos coming shortly. So thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your day, evening, afternoon, and I'll speak to you all soon.